Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of My Summer Car. When we last left off, we had mail time and pulled all of these awesome parts out of their cardboard boxes, and now it is time to put them on the car. And I'm just going to roll the car into the garage. We're not going to go for a very long drive. We want to make sure everything is nice and awesome. So let's start up the car. All right, let's make sure our handbrake is off, and it is indeed. Let's roll in over the pit and get to dissecting these parts. All right, steady as she goes. This should be good. I'm gonna hop out real quick and make sure that I'm over the pit and I can get out. And in fact, no, I cannot. That's why you gotta check these things. Can't take anything for granted here. Let's roll forward some more. And we should be good right there, I believe. Yes, we can indeed get out of the pit. All right, ignition sequence off, and let's get to work. Let's start with the, looks like, well, you know what? Let's just focus on the exhaust first. I think that one would be pretty easy to do. We'll grab our toolbox since we will need it. Pop this open. And in order to get off the muffler, we need a 7-spanner, I believe. So we'll come to the back of the car here. Stand up because we can. This is what the pit is for. All right, I believe that was the correct one. No, okay. So the muffler is still attached. I believe this was the exhaust. So the muffler will have a bolt, indeed, right here. All right, muffler is now off. We will take this destroyed garbage and send it packing. We'll just use this for the piece stacking of pointless things. Still using our 7, we'll come up to our headers here and take off the actual exhaust. All right, exhaust pipe has fallen down. We no longer need it anymore. We'll throw this in the pile of uninteresting items. We also need to take off our carburetor and our headers here. So let's see what size would be good for that air filter. If I remember right, it was fairly small. And actually, we may be able to get a little bit cheeky and see it through there. We can indeed, kinda. Let's scoot just a little bit forward. Go into tool mode. No, that's not the right size screw. How about a 6? Are you a 6 up in here, or are you a little bit bigger than that? Oh, it is a 6. All right. All right, air filter should be free and clear to come out of there. Indeed. Now, it's a shame we can't upgrade the air filter. That looks kind of grody, and I mean, we're going to be putting in a pretty awesome looking carburetor, and it's odd that we have to waste time on an old air filter. All right, tool mode up. Let's try, let's see, I believe it was an 8, if memory serves. Oops, a little bit too far on the lean. Yep. For a little bit more control, I'll squat down here. We need to take off the carburetor and the headers. Alright, carburetor has been removed. We will throw that in the pile of uninteresting items and set ourselves up for the last piece, besides the steering wheel, of course, and that is the header pipes, which are also the same size here, luckily. Alright, headers are off. We'll put them in the stack of uninteresting items, and now we are ready to install the new hotness. Let's start with these headers here, and it looks like they will actually be mounted this way. Now I believe I can be a bit cheeky and poke it through the bottom of the engine here. Let's give it a little rotate action and put it on the block. Excellent, they fit snug as a bug in a rug. We'll go ahead and cinch those down. Alright, and while we have our wrench out, that's the appropriate size, we'll go ahead and put on our twin carburetors as well. And boy, do these things look sharp! Whoop. There we go, those mount like so. Now let's find those bolts and get them cinched down. Alright, twin carburetors are on and ready. Now it's just a matter of getting, let's see, I believe it is our 7 spanner. We'll grab the racing exhaust and take it downtown. We want to make sure that the front is indeed pointing to the front. And we'll grab it right there in the middle and hope that we don't have a bad time. Excellent. And one more part here, the racing muffler. Should be pretty easy to install. Shouldn't be too difficult up here. See if we can just sort of get it in its proper place, like so. And one bolt will do. Lean too far. The finish headbutt is effective, but sometimes you lose your fine motor control. Pun intended. Alright, so that is the engine minus the air filter. The tuning screw is right in the center right there or so. So we can get to it and tune it from inside the car. I'm none too worried about that. Let's put our air filter back, and I believe it was a 6. My short-term memory is kicking in here. Or you know what? Does this even need the air filter? You know, with those air filters on it, it actually looks like we can put this in the location of uninteresting items. Sweet. Now we'll need a 10mm bolt for the steering wheel. Very cool. I like how the bolt sits under the logo there. Now it just looks like it's a matter of placing the other odds and ends back on the car here. Like the rear spoiler. Doesn't look like it needs any bolting action. Let me actually open up the trunk here and see if I can see anything in the bottom. Nah, looks like the spoiler's pretty solid. Kind of clipping through, but it does indeed fit. Let's go with the front splitter and the fender flares, and then we'll work on the... Ooh. Sweet. Yeah, you definitely need the fender flares there. That sort of looks kind of old and busted. The right rear fender flare. Let me actually make sure I pick it up correctly and go on the correct side. And the others should fit in kind. Alright, so I think I found a bug. Fender flare right front, correct? That's the left rear. Fender flare front left. Yep, we got that. Fender flare front right. Oh, okay, I see. Rear right, and then this should be rear left. Nope. So, a bit of a bug there. I'm not gonna lie. That's a tad bit interesting. All right, let's finish off. Let's finish off the Satsuma. We will put the grill back on. We will refasten the hood, and I believe in the next episode we will be able to take this thing for a ride, and perhaps even take it to the quarter-mile track, maybe. See what we can get out of it. Bolt is a little bit bigger than that. But I'm interested in saving up now for the rally tires. We're not too far away from the rally tires, which is pretty cool stuff. I'm kind of, wondering, what is next after the rally? Is it gonna be, is there gonna be an update? Is it gonna be worth playing after we win a rally? Just sort of finding old busted cars. How cool would it... Whoop. And how cool would it be... come on. How cool would it be if we were able to actually find wrecks and then order parts for them and have like a whole garage full of awesome cars that we found in garages? I mean, that's an idea, which I'm sure that could be where the developer is going. This is almost like the gearhead's dream, so it's quite an idea to have a barn find, and get the car back to its rightful state. Where's the second bolt? Alright, gonna have to headbutt it. Thunk. Where are you? The last bolt is always the most difficult. You are in. There it was. Alright, hood is attached, and it looks like the car is all set up. Now, fingers crossed, we'll be able to start this thing up and maybe get a little tuning action on. We'll close up our tools and put them over here because we will no doubt need it. It's probably a good thing to check the fluids now that we've replaced the headers and the carbs. We want to make sure we have enough oil in here, and we do have some oil in the back. Yes? No, maybe so? We do. We'll grab some oil, make sure we're topped off there. We'll make sure we're topped off on coolant, and that will be the episode. Off camera, what I'll do is I'll save up for those rally tires, and that will be like our last big improvement. Yeah, we lost a little bit of oil. There we go. Top our oil back off so we are ready to go. Tuning, I believe, may save oil. If these new carbs are more efficient in mixing the air and the fuel, oil may be more efficiently consumed as well. I'm not sure. I'm just talking out my rear end now. Let's grab our coolant. and see what we got in the terms of cooling technology. Well, it would help if we took the cap off. There we go. So it looks like the coolant is pretty much as topped off as you can get. The green bar is very high up, and when it's full, it doesn't come up anymore. So I believe we're good. Let's go ahead and close it up and give our engine a start, why don't we? I mean, we worked hard to upgrade this car. Let's go ahead and back it out of the garage and see how she sounds. So here we go. Much quieter. That is for sure. All right. Let's make sure the handbrake is off. It is indeed. All right, let's back her out. And we are good to tune, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to take this thing out and see what she's got. It seems like a long time since we, come on now. Seems like a long time since we just started this car off with a bunch of scrap parts and a dream, but it's running well. I'll go ahead and get the fluids and the toolbox back in the car and store this stuff up in here in the garage as well. But that is going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Next time, we're going to see how this thing can compete on the quarter mile. And I'll save up enough money and we'll order, you know what, we'll order our tires on the way to the quarter mile track. And then once those bad boys get in, hopefully they can get in by Saturday, because that's when the rally time is, and I'm thinking we've got a shot at it now. So that's going to do it for me in this episode of My Summer Car, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode of My Summer Car. Take care.